Oh. Okay. Oh, there's a little bit of a delay. I highly doubt this is so off the cuff, but the funny thing is though that I've been meaning, I was trying to first Instagram live this I had to restart my computer to do this. So I've had plenty of time to just walk away from this. Hey, Bee Gees, how are you? Oh, I really was not expecting anyone to show up because, like I say in the title, I'll probably delete this later, but man, I am on one. I just read an article that made me kind of livid, and I felt like a fire inside, and I was like, fuck it. I'm all about embarrassing myself. Why don't we try a late night stream? And I can walk you through my torment. Hey, Bee Gees, does is the volume too loud? Is it okay? I shall await your reply. Um, Say, Bee Gees, um, you ever get real perturbed by the idea of an empath? Now, listen, there's got to be a lot of disclaimers here, okay? Because I know people that I love and absolutely respect and consider themselves one. And as a matter of fact, I would second that opinion. I think they are true empaths. But you know the empath I'm talking about, right? It's the Instagram empath. It's uh, the dour life coach kind of empath. The ones that churn money out of victimhood and just sheer misinformation. And as a matter of fact, I don't think any of those empaths are actually empaths. And I have proof, which I'm going to show you. So please, if we'll turn our attention to the winter of my discontent. Let me see if I can share this real quick. I don't think we need to share computer sound. So I love niche. Niche was one of the few in one of my recent streams that kind of paved the way for me to like actually investigate what an empath is because she considers me one. I wouldn't say, I would say probably by definition I am one because I'm all hosed up with, compassion and, I internalize the troubles of loved ones. I mean, if you don't, you're a sociopath. Anyway, um, but I do feel a tenderness with, the metaphysical aspects of interconnectivity, right? That sounds so lame. I know, just bear with me. But I do feel a rift, and I'm not blaming, my mental health. I'm not blaming depression. I'm not blaming, yeah, I guess depression is probably the most eloquent one uh, to mention. I'm not blaming my mental health on my ability to sponge the turmoil from others. I think that's ridiculous. As a matter of fact, I would say maybe my mental health is part and parcel to the inability to help or the inability to have the foundations to help, not to fucking sit there and say, you know, you're really bumming me out with all your problems. It's about me now. Anyways, I know that's not what Nish was saying. I know that's not, and I trust Nish. I love Nish. Um, And this is why I've been doing some like kind of late night searching, even though I already have a bad taste in my mouth about the idea of empath. And I think it's a scarlet letter, for me as someone in the, if I can even consider myself in the metaphysical community. But there are certain words and there are certain titles, and there are especially certain titles that people give themselves. And empath usually doesn't have a lot of humility behind it. Empath, and then where they're taking it, is some way to decree a uh, a financial opportunity off people by saying they're more experiential, less academic, which is fine, but more experiential in their gifts because they can really attune to the woes and the anguish of people around them. I mean, you'll see where I'm going with this. Anyways, so obviously I already jumped the shark. I came across this article on Medium. I was sitting on my couch with my dog in my lap, uh, love of my life, you know, in the other room, sleeping, getting ready for bed. Like a dumbass, I start looking for like I don't know, for like empathic avenues to kind of legitimize what I think a true, if there was one, a true compassionate, soldier of what I consider niche to be an empath, or what I hope she considers me to be one. And of course, oh, and of course, my dumb Googling brings up this lovely article. And I don't want to be a dick. I really don't. And you know what? God bless Colette Davenport. Um, you know, I don't, I, I don't take offense from her so much as that I think this is just the prime example of why we need another word for it, because empath is done and dead. There is no coming back um, from that terminology anymore. It's gone so sideways. Anyways, I'm gonna check the chat real quick. I totally blew my load. I don't even know why I'm checking the chat. BGs, I love you. Thank you for being here. Let's see if there's actually a thing going on. There's something funky in the air, man. It feels, yes. Oh, BGs, you've been such a solid how do I put this, like a interactor with me as of late, and I absolutely appreciate it. But I'm sure you're knowledgeable because I've been loud about it. But I just got through a crazy stomach flu, bouts of sleep paralysis, blah 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 blah. But anyways, yeah, it seems like there's this turmoil above and this turmoil below, and you as well. Maybe most are caught in between, and never the tween shall meet. But yeah, so please let me get back to this article because I have a wild hair just to fucking dismantle this Medium article. I'm sorry, I'm laughing because like it's a Medium article. I'm on Medium, you know? I'm not looking for, you know, academic thesi. I don't even think that's a word, maybe. This is plural for thesis. But I'm not looking for academic, diatribes about, what the DSM is saying about, different additions to their psychological vernacular. You know what I mean? We're reading Medium because anyone could write a Medium article, present company included. And please, do not read me. At least, at least tell me if I come across like this in my articles, because I gotta know the stature and the how do I put it, the pedestal that these rhythmic kind of narratives that people write on Medium, and it must be just how it's laid out and how it looks. It must make, you know, hard-nosed writers, like myself, or ex-journalists now, I guess, like myself, um, feel pretty good that you can make a couple pennies off clicks, right? So once again, um, no bad juju to Colette Davenport, but we are going to dismantle this fucking essay piece by piece, and I think you'll find it's part and parcel why we need another word for what a true empath is, especially one that struggles with addiction, that struggles with mental health, and that struggles to be a better person, because that's what an empath is supposed to do. All right. Anyways, I'll screen share again. BGs, I love you. Thank you for hanging out. Let's do this. Absolutely gonna delete later, but just bear with me. All right. So if you're familiar with me at all, uh, I think my biggest, it's not a passion because it's just ingrained. It's something that it's so innate to me, is the confluence between mental health, uh, between chemical imbalances, addiction, and spirituality, metaphysics, art. I would consider art to be a metaphysical thing, especially a metaphysical construct out of anguish. If you suffer from something outside the norm of brain chemistry. And so I don't know why, but this one got me so riled up that I not only did a Facebook or a Instagram live and found out that I couldn't juggle back to the Medium article to fuck with it, and had to restart my computer, which, there was a good 30 minutes there of me thinking, I could just go to bed. I could just let this go. But no, I'm not. I'm not. I God, what's the quote from Network? You uh, Whatever. It's late. Anyways, the six things every empath must do. Sorry. Even reading the word makes me choke. Must do to avoid addiction. To avoid addiction. Mind you, this is an article structured in a way to curb addicts that are compassionate, or that feel the weight of, I don't even want to use vibrations because that's foreshadowing. Vibrations will be used in this article. So dumb. Anyway, but it's let's just go through it. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm riled up because I'm having fun. This is good. It feels good to be mean. Even though Colette Davenport, God bless. I hope you're getting paid to start articles like this. Addiction, the dark hole of suck. Do you feel related to now after reading that? Are you like, oh, sweet, she's on my level? Improper grammar and meme vernacular. It's almost like she's an empath. Anyway, moving on. According to Harvard Health publications, let's just check this out real quick. A Harvard Health article, Understanding Addiction. Okay, cool. So she hyperlinked a infographic, like written as a fucking seventh grade science project about what addiction is. And yet, what do they miss when they all spew this shit? They miss the human component. They miss what addiction is actually. And it's never just fucking dopamine wants. It's never just fucking, filling a God-shaped hole. It's never just, oh, that's antithetical to what I mean. Um, but it's never just this predisposition. You know, you're doing drugs because you're not normalized as a human being, and here's why. Anyways, let's go back. In the brain, I'm gonna skip all this bullshit. Fucking. It, anyways, in the brain, pleasure has a distinct signature. The release of the neurotransmitter dopamine in the nucleus accumbens. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm reading a Medium article and I'm already thrust with some like absolutely plagiarized bullshit definition. Empaths are born with a central nervous system sensation. Oh, sensitization. Sensitization. And it just links to another Medium article. Anyways, the current theory about addiction indicates that dopamine interacts with another neurotransmitter. Blah, blah, blah. None of this means anything. This is all fucking a parade, a fucking like, uh, what do you call it? Like a grapple of just filling the poor schmuck who stumbled across this looking for help. Oh, she's using big doctor words. This must be real. Wow. Thank you, Medium, for this interesting article that anyone could write. Anyways, to take over the brain system of reward related learning. Repeated exposure to an addictive substance or behavior causes nerve cells in the nucleus accumbens and the prefrontal cortex of the. This is what I'm talking about. They always do this. I was a journalist, uh, an online journalist for many years. And what they do is they pad the top, is what we used to call it. You would pad the top with vernacular that not only established a rapport with the reader that you're of someone of an ilk that you should be listening to, but you would also use um, punchy tagline half truths within the first three paragraphs, and three paragraphs are always short in online journalism, to basically reiterate the fact that you are of someone of stature that is giving you this information. It's even the same when writing about fucking comic books and online journalism, which is hilarious to me. This is the same format. But yet again, this is Medium. She didn't have to fit a format, which makes me immediately think this was a rejected piece she had for something else. And here it sits, free for reviewing. Anyways, I'm beside myself here because empaths are more prone to addictive behaviors because fundamentally that addiction is to dopamine, the feel good hormone. Right. So we're all slaves to a chemical, like some Brave New World Soma shit. It I got into drugs not to I don't know, work out trauma or figure out, what spiritually was void in my life, or to hush harsh dreams, or to silence my compassion, it was all just dopamine. So we're good. So now that we know that, moving on, empaths are more prone to addictive. Yeah, yeah. The question here is not how much low addiction happens, or I'm sorry, it's not so much how addiction happens for us, but why are we so persistently seeking pleasure? And more importantly, what can we do about the unproductive behaviors, habits, and addictions we struggle with? God, I just, it's almost like anyone that's ever struggled with addiction, like, never thought of that. Like, maybe it's not the drugs. Oh, shit. Maybe it's not the dopamine. Oh, fuck. What is it? Is it trauma? Is it, I don't know, being an empath? Empaths are more prone to addictive behaviors because fundamentally that addiction is to dopamine. That is like part and parcel to why I think it's hilarious that this. Oh, let's see real quick. How many kudos did she get for this? 404 kudos. Because people are like, fuck, you said it, dude. Man, all those fucking diet pills I've been taking wasn't just to like because of my bad self-image. It's because I like the way it feels to be malnourished and in constant pain and never sleeping. Ah, dopamine. Anyway, we literally feel what others are feeling. I love that she uses the royal we because she's an empath, by the way. That's her stature. That's her paramount that she's coming and dropping all this knowledge on you with, is that she's one of us. She's an empath too. And listen, we literally feel what others are feeling, which can be a good thing or not so much. Who the fuck writes this shit? Hey, this is my thesis, but also it is not my thesis because maybe not. Um, this is my favorite part though, and I'm sorry. We're not going to get through this whole article. This is going to take me all night. I'm just going to make jokes. Everyone's going to be awkward. I'm just going to delete this video later. But listen to this. The downside, it seems, is that we absorb negative or low vibrational emotions. Emotions are energy vibrating at different frequencies. By the way, joy and love, for example, are high vibe, while guilt and shame are low vibe. I swear to God, in like the most rudimentary trajectory of any spiritual practice, you understand they exist on the same fucking plane. If you feel guilt, if you feel shame, then you must equate it to the same reason why you feel joy and love. And you must sustain a way to suffer both. You must sustain a way to deal with both. This like fucking Matthew McConaughey on bongos smoking a lot of weed shit about low vibe and high vibe shit is exactly what I'm talking about. You can't discredit feelings, especially as an empath. And I get incensed. These vibrations impact our vitality and thus our mental state and quality of life. Well, no shit. Thank you for that conclusion. When we don't know how to effectively and efficiently process all that energy, we act out or we hold it in. This new age detritus of using terminology like energy or vibrations and to riddle it in a paper that you put so much emphasis in the beginning of using, uh, you know, uh, plagiarized fucking definitions of, the chemical reactions that happen in your brain when exceeding dopamine use is fucking hilarious to me. I would think that this was clever if I didn't think that it was dumb. But anyways, I digress. So neither is healthy, blah, blah, blah. There's one. Here we go. Uh, where is it? We then have a toxic buildup of low vibe emotions stored in our tissues, coursing through our veins and making us feel like crap. Yeah, straight up, man. I mean, guilt and shame are permeating emotions, and they're deep rooted and deep seated, absolutely worth fucking considering and figuring out. If you feel persistent shame and guilt, you should treat it as mind as joy, and what she uses, love. Like that's, I don't know. I digress. But anyways, like this is what pisses me off, is this whole like trash set of of absolutely substantial ideas and feelings. See, this is the poison that comes with these like Instagram empaths, that like your friend's going through something dark, is dealing with the trauma, and your empath like friend can't hang out with them because it's just like too low vibe for uh for her to hang out. She's like really, she's getting really bummed out on those low vibe emotions. And this is what pisses me off. That is not a true empath. Not that I know what a true empath is, but from my inkling and what I feel is an honestly sourced idea of what an empath is, your first inclination would be to sit and pet and bring water, and you know what I mean? Like it's your first inclination is compassion. It's not like these just like these decrepit ideas about how you need to station people and moods in your life, because sometimes, like when I'm at Coachella and like I'm just trying to vibe on the new fucking bloobity blah, that sometimes it's just too low vibe and I got to go to the other tent and kind of really just recklessly abandon fucking only choosing love and joy all the time. You're a liar. You're a liar. You're not a compassionate person. You're not a you're not an empathic person. I mean, do we literally have to look up the definition of empathy? It's like, no, like I wouldn't even consider you a sympathetic person, because your whole MO is to categorically choose the vibes that you need to focus on. Fuck the low energy, because it really makes us feel like crap, and only go for the high energy, because Rudolph makes the best MDMA. I can't. I'm like totally rambling. Should I look at the chat? Should we do this? Let's see. How bad? Holy shit. There's a lot of people talking. Hey guys. Hey. Wow. I'm really surprised you guys are here. I just needed to vent on this fucking article. So I appreciate you guys. I'll come back. Carissa, martyrdom feeling around it. Yes, exactly. That's exactly what I'm talking about. That is part and parcel. If you It's a victimhood thing. It's like a perpetual victimhood thing with these fucking fake empaths. Anyways, I'm gonna let you guys chat. Hey, Alchemical, how are you? Um, I'm gonna get back to bitching. Give me a second here. I really appreciate you guys. Like I kind of did this super late because I had no plan. So let's see. Anyways, to further deconstruct this Medium article, I mean, I think we can all take a time out here and understand just the fact that this Medium article has ruffled my feathers so much, um, makes me the asshole. You know what I mean? Like I said, anyone can write a Medium article. Um, I have no ill will against this author. I think what it is that I think people like even inadvertently when they're trying to use compassion as like some sort of testament of strength, like it's not always a testament of strength. You're not always a fucking holier than thou person if you care like honestly about the people around you. It's actually like really hard. I'm still dealing with the idea that compassion can be a superpower. I haven't seen it yet. I've only seen it in the sense that there's like integrity involved, you know, that you want to work for the people you love. You want to make them feel better. You don't want to low vibe their fucking energy. Oh man, and the vernacular is this is what gets me. Oh God, I'm sorry. All right, let's keep going. Let's keep going. Oh my God, this is my favorite. Okay. Okay. Oh, thank you guys for sitting with me. If there's anything you take from this, it's this sentence right here. Unless you've studied quantum physics, energy medicine, human anatomy, and physiology, and spent decades examining emotional intelligence, you probably wouldn't arrive at the understanding of empaths the way I have. What kind of humble brag is that? I'm sorry, keep going. So like to ponder to ponder the fabric of our reality and to study something called energy medicine, which that writes itself. Oh, I'm sorry, or human anatomy. If you don't know, if you don't know tendons like I do, okay, you won't understand empaths the way I have. Add to the fact where we try to figure out what's going on. Why is that italicized? We try to figure out what's going on and invest a ton of resources into fixing ourselves, only to find nothing. Not even therapy truly works. That leaves us feeling fundamentally broken. Oh, and she wrote an article on that too. Let's see. Medium.com. Wait for it. Yep. Okay. But this is worth dissecting. Add to the fact that we try to figure out what's going on and invest a ton of resources into fixing ourselves, only to find nothing. Not even therapy truly works. Like, why would therapy be the coda of you trying to figure out? That should be like the first step, right? It's like, God, not even therapy worked. Yeah, have you tried like volunteer work? Like, have you tried, you know, I don't know, uh, feeding the homeless? Like, what are you talking? Why is therapy the coda on that? But it leaves us feeling fundamentally broken. Like, I spent a lot of money for this person just to sit there and listen about my low vibe energy. It's a total bummer. Okay. Uh, the reality is, it's way more than I can put into this one article. Blah, blah. Okay. Oh, that's right. It's a countdown. Rest, restore, release, manage your emotions, move. Okay. I don't even need to go through the rest. Anyways, just in the introductory paragraph to what turns out to be a sequential list of how, I'm sorry, um, empaths can avoid addiction. I'm speaking. By the time we got to the six, rest, restore, integrity. Where there's suffering, there is lack of integrity. I know that what I do at 3 p.m. on a Thursday when no one's looking is lacks integrity. I mean, these are the people I'm talking about though. Like this whole metaphysical community, this whole self-help community, they're running rampant on these statures of like poised fictitious intellect of hiding behind vernacular and a lexicon of plagiarized words of writing the tale of new thought ideas of and I bet you fucking money, I bet you fucking money that as much as she knows empaths, she probably did coke 3 times at that, you know, Housewives of Beverly Hills viewing party or whatever the fuck. Like these aren't people that are struggling. There's something to be said too about this whole psychiatric nature of who turns into these psychiatrists because of all the academic schooling involved. You have more or less people that have made the correct normal decisions their entire life, you know, from one school to another, to graduate school, to doctorate. And in the back of their mind, they think, I want to help people. And I'm really normal. I've made all the right decisions. So I think I'd be a good fit. And telling people how to normalize or make right decisions. And this is like fucking the same side of the coin is you have oh my God, she's manifest. Okay, forget it. Okay, okay. So she has Get Your Magic Back, Emotional Mastery for Empaths as her ebook, and helping you find your voice, free your heart, and be the badass you were born to be. Like, who the fuck are these people? Like, where do they come from? Like, I feel like they're like they're failed, something, but instead of internalizing it and working with these stepping stones of like mature growth and ideas, they're actually, they're utilizing the technology of the time just to fucking perpetuate this shit. Be the badass you were born to be. And what breaks my heart is that no one is born a badass. Like, where does this fucking come from? Why does everyone fucking in this field of empath think you need to empower people? Maybe quite the opposite. Maybe it's not empowering that needs to be happening. It's a deflowering of sorts. It's a crushing of sorts. Because at the end of the day, when you're all bone and marrow and you're sitting there fucking, recollecting like how you actually made a part or like affected the tenure and the trajectories of the people you love, is it going to be through trying to tell them that they're people they're not? Like, where does this badassery fucking empath shit come from? And maybe to that extent, being hollow, or I would say maybe hollowed out, broken, buckled under, experience, punched, God flicked in your brain, um, smacked you around a bit. Your ghost left your body for a couple of years or whatever. To me, those are the people that I want to hear about how they transpire, how they learn compassion, how they learn to survive, how they learn to, kind of uh, not infiltrate, because that sounds like it's an alien invasion, but how they learn to be a sinew in the love and constructs of what a human life is. I don't know. I saw this article tonight. I was already kind of dazing off, my dog in my lap, and I just got real pissed. And you know what? I can't take it anymore. No, but and it bums me out because I know that people like Nish, who I believe is a true empath, and I believe that, when she tells me, what she considers it as, and maybe she sees me in that same light, I take it to heart. And I hate the fact that there's a small minority of people that don't want to fucking, skip fucking first grade all the way to fucking seventh and write the fucking book report on how to be a good human. It's astounding to me. Like, as a matter of fact, we should all be servicing each other's pits and tundras and you know and heavy rectification of what experience and life and nature and nurture fucking do to us. We're not born badasses. It's something we have to learn to be. And honestly, their definition of badass is not badass. A real badass wouldn't call themselves a fucking badass. I'm gonna look at the chat. So, all right. So, wow. It's clinical junk. Yeah. Oh, where am I? Hey, Una. Good to see you. Wow. This is the late night one. 2:23, everyone. Uh, in my experience, empaths have more confusion challenges with emotional now. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I could see that too. I think we're also talking about the same merit of an empath that we agree on, Una. You know, I think the empaths that would, carry out these ideas of using it as kind of a get out of jail free card for, actually sussing up to experience and its hollows is what's pissing me off, you know. Anyways, I digress. Social pigeonholes. Bee Gees, can you elaborate? I've observed more and more in the recent 2 decades, folks have great difficulty with others' depression, trauma, absolutely. And this is what this whole new paradigm of, these, forgive the term, but like Instagram empaths are, and I don't know, Una, if you saw me read earlier in that article, she flat out dissects it by high vibrational feelings, low vibrational feelings, and low vibrational feelings like trauma and what did she say? Um, Guilt and shame make you feel like crap. So let's avoid those. And to that, I say, dear Una, no, don't avoid those. Celebrate them just as much as you would the others because there's just as much merit in them. There's just as much character, there's just as much experiential, development and love and like honest love. But anyways, I digress. I've observed more and more in the recent few folks have read that people feel the need to box people into categories. And I know. Yeah, I agree. And I think we've found an impasse when it comes to terminology, when it comes to I'm all for it. Let's just create fucking words. Like let's come up with a new name, you know, a new word for it. Um, I was joking with Nisha. It's like, maybe clairvoyeur. We're clairvoyeurs. Because we can. Not, I don't mean to say we. Like I'm part of it, but like clairvoyeurs can, honestly, kind of, implant themselves in another person's experience, and what they do with it it's up to them. But I think there is something to that. The incessant impasse that I'm at, though, especially within the metaphysical, the metaphysical community, um, and the need to be dexterous and succinct and erudite with words and ideas has collided too much. There's already so much connotation with all of these terms and all of these labels and ideas. And I think maybe that's the nugget of what I'm bitching and rambling against. I think when it gets usurped into these opportunistic or, don't marsh my mellow, bro. Marsh my mellow. Um, you know what I mean? When it gets usurped into these ways of uh, evading an actual like response or interpersonal dialogue because you're given low vibe energies. You know, I don't know. Um, wow, thank you guys for showing up. I honestly, I'll probably delete this. Um, like I said, I have no ill will against what was her name? Davenport, Miss Davenport. And to be completely fair and honest, it's a Medium article. Anyone can write them. I've written them, so that should tell you uh, just um, how legitimate Medium is as a news site. Um, I think what got me in my hypnagogic state, sitting on my couch and coming across that was like there's like a pomposity to, and this could be internalizing almost like new journalistic tactics because as I mentioned earlier, uh, being in the web journalism game, like she's hitting all the marks. She's putting links in the right paragraphs. Like it's a really sick and twisted um, algorithm, or equation that a lot of web journalists use. But it was more so this. I think inherently when I look for stuff like this, I think inherently when people Google stuff like this in the most passive way possible, they're looking for help. They're looking to rectify or to start the journey into rectifying maybe something that's, harrowing inside them. And I think maybe to me, to be completely honest, it was, a blase Google search and trying to find the merits of what, this contemporary idea of what an empath is. And when it hit me, I had to say no. I had to get uh, overworked, dumb, ridiculous. At the end of the day, you know, I don't want to be um, another talking head about what doesn't work. I don't want to have a crusade against people's or ideas. I'd rather crusade with an idea. So this was vexing and it was nice. And I really appreciated everyone showing up. This is crazy. Um, Even though it's a few of you, but it's a few of you I hold dear. Yeah, I'm done. BGs, I'm done caring about embarrassing myself. I think with live stream, all I care about too, in any art or any podcast I listen to or anything that I fill my head with is like just truly vulnerable people right now. And I think in a way, I'm redirecting that energy and in the hopes that it makes me, solidify or formulate some sort of pillar of self. But yeah, I'm sick of the pomp and circumstance. I'm sick of the dog and pony show. I'm sick of the fucking, you know, gumdrops and rainbows. I'm sick of the fucking vernacular. I'm sick of the fucking terminology. I'm sick of the fucking, um, you know, diabetic design on, you know, glittering turds about all this shit. I demand more vulnerability. Damn it. You know, I demand I demand more weakness. And yes, I have been unwell. I had a stomach flu um, past couple of days, but you're absolutely right. It feels good to get this fired up because I honestly was bedridden for many days. Well, thanks, guys. I appreciate you. Um, you know, I don't want to fall into that trap of being like, let's be real with each other. Fuck it, dude. Let's be goofy and wrong and crooked and, sour and regretful. And let's just hang in those low vibe energies, okay? If we all can just hang in the low vibe energies, I think the world would be a better place because we know what the fuck they're talking about when it comes to low vibe energies. All right, Una, BG's, um, Carissa, thank you. Obviously, uh, uh, Alchemical Arts, appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. So that's what this was. All right, we'll see. All right, love you guys. Take care.